What up, fam? Manly Brandon. I'm back in the dojo. I've been doing the commercial gym for the last couple weeks, but first love, always the dojo. This is my space. This is where I can come to unwind, be myself, do whatever I want to do. I love it out here, so it will never be replaced. It's just for convenience sake, right after school, while I'm waiting for my son till he gets his license, then just hit that gym. Just hit that gym. Why not? But anyway, we're back out here on a beautiful day. I just built a lawnmower, and I feel pretty accomplished. So yeah, let's talk some stuff. I haven't got my workout in yet. I'm gonna do it. I gotta shoot a couple videos. Ugh, look at that. Ugh, gross. Tank top's not so good for former fat people. But anyway, uh, yeah, I was talking with one of my good friends today, and as you know, I've been working on my certified personal trainer certificate, so I can be a certified personal trainer. Even though that's not what I'm going to do for my job, I just want to be able to be an authority on things if people have questions. And I get asked all the time, and I've actually helped other people in the past. But my buddy, he's like, "Hey, can you help me design a workout program?" So I said, "Yes, of course, no problem. I will definitely do that. You're my friend, so yeah, I'll just do that for you." So I'm going to be working on that. But I figured I could make it like a general overview of designing a workout program so that you can kind of use it. Like, this isn't the be all end all. You know, everyone has different goals. He wants to run a marathon, uh, and that's different than like what I'm trying to do is just add muscle. But it's all the same things. Like, he's gonna be doing. He's like a calisthenics athlete. Like, he's a hybrid. Like, he does weights too, but his major focus is calisthenics. He wants to be able to do all the cool calisthenics tricks, and I don't blame him. Calisthenics is cool, like doing the human flag and handstand push-ups. Like, I've done that kind of stuff because I think it's neat. I don't train specifically for it, so I'm not very good at it. But it's stuff that I've done, and just be able to say I do it. Because I remember when I was a kid watching Shawn Michaels train for WrestleMania, and he's hitting on the parallel bars. He's hitting those handstand push-ups, and I was just like, that is so cool. So when I was actually able to hit one back there against that wall there, completely vertical, freestanding, no wall, I felt like the boyhood dream had come true, and I'm only 40. Oh, yeah. Got a late start, but the boyhood dream still exists. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to give kind of like a quick, dirty overview of building your own workout thing. There's obviously more uh, nuance involved. Like I said, every person's different and your goals are different, but like just a general way that I know and that is like scientifically proven to build muscle and stuff like that. So let's get into it. The first question that a lot of people always have is how do I select my weights? Now, it's before anything, like they want to know. No, you know what? We're not getting there yet. We're gonna start off with the selecting your volume. So how many reps, sets, etc. you're gonna do, and it's gonna tie into the weight selection. So from scientific study, they say that it is absolutely best to hit each muscle group at least twice a week. The more times, the better. Uh, so the more times you can hit per week, the better, like in terms of days. But you want to have at least per muscle group per week 10 sets. And it can go all the way up to 40. Now, me, and this is a personal thing, because like a lot of guys, like you'll hear a lot of things like, hey, do 3 sets, do 2 sets, 1 set, 5 sets, 4 sets, whatever. Me personally, I do 4 sets. Now, what is a set? A set is when you can do whatever activity you're doing, bench press, anything like that, as many times as you can with the weight you've chosen until you have to stop. And then you rack it and you go and you give yourself rest. So that's 1 set. So if you get on a bench press and you do like 36, which is insane. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that, but you do that much, when you can no longer do a good form rep, like if you're like cheating and all kinds of stuff, then call it, and that's a set. A lot of people will say you have to train to failure. I believe in that sometimes, not all the time, but you want to get as close to failure as possible. You don't want to leave that many reps in reserve. So if you're like you stop and man, I probably could have hit like 5 or 6 more. Then you stopped way too early. Stop when you think you can only hit about 2 or 3, one, like then stop. Call it. Then you're good. You're gonna stimulate muscle growth. So that's your sets. Now, however many sets you want to do, doesn't matter as long as you get 10 per muscle group per week. And I'm talking about arms, which is bis and tris, shoulders, which all 3 heads of the shoulder, the back, the middle, the front, your back, which you're gonna want rowing exercises and pull down exercises. The pull downs will make you wider or make you wider, and the rows will make you thicker. Your legs, the quads, the glutes, hamstrings, calves, all that. Like put that on its own day. Now, personally, I think that leg day is so torturous. You should maybe hit it once a week, but hit it hard because you're gonna be paying for it. But that other people have different things. You'll find your own comfort zone. But legs are a motherfucker. But the guy I'm working with, he's a calisthenics guy, so the legs aren't as huge a priority. Like they are, you want to stay athletic, but it's not like you have to directly exercise like that. But anyway, yeah. So when you're hitting your stuff, the arms. The thing with the arms is they're gonna get trained a lot through compound movements like bench press and chin ups and pull downs and stuff like that. Because basically, anytime you push, it's going to involve your triceps some way, and anytime you pull, it's going to involve your biceps in some way. However, I don't count those. Like if I'm doing a bench press, I don't count that as one of my 10 things. So I directly train arms. Now, not everyone does that, and you don't have to. That's just like me personally. I directly train arms. So I'll throw like when I'm doing chest and back, I'll throw either some curls or some triceps, depending. So like, and then I do that every day, and I add that in there. I also train a little bit of abs every day too. It's a different muscle group. It's not one of the main ones that people really focus on when lifting, but that's besides the point. So yeah, when you're picking your sets, you can do 3, 4, 2, doesn't matter, as long as you get a minimum of 10. And if you spread the 10 across 5 days, you do 2. You know what I mean? Like the more times you can hit your muscles, the better. Just keep that in mind. Now, when doing your sets, because like your reps, you want clean reps. Your reps, it's going to be dependent on the weight you choose. Now, I pick weight, because no one ever told this to me, and it would always frustrate me. I would just sit down on a piece of machinery and just start going and just like stop and never really make any gains. So the way that it was explained to me eventually, and like I figured out, like surmised it myself, you want to have a weight that is challenging enough that you can't do it 30 times, like nothing, like, because you don't want to like just be hitting the 5s all the time. But you want to be able to do it more than 6 times. Like there's some merit to less, like 5s, 4s, stuff like that, like power build, like that they'll tell you, and I agree with them. But for me personally, this is how it's worked. You start off with something you can do 6 times clean, and it's hard. And then you're like, okay, 6, that's the minimum. So whenever you go up in weight, don't commit to going up in that weight until you can hit clean 6. And I'm talking about no cheating. Like if you're doing curls, I'm talking about strict. If you put your back and ass against the wall, you would be, you're good. So 6, and then up to 30. Now I always cut it at 15. If I can do 15, then I up the weight. Because if you can do 15, you can slightly up the weight and go. And you always want to be progressing. If you're just doing the same weight over and over and over, your body will not grow muscle to accommodate that. Because you can already do that. It doesn't need to add any adaptations. Like, yeah, it feels good to hit 225, but 225 is just the beginning. So you need to keep throwing more weight on it. And it doesn't have to be like every session, you want to make sure that you are improving in some way. Adding reps, adding sets, adding weight, adding technique, slowing tempo. There are so many ways, but that's for another day. So yeah, when you're building your routine, you want to make sure that it is enough that you can get 10 sets of each muscle group across however many days you need. Now, there used to be what's called a bro split, and it's like you work out your arms day, back day. You know, every muscle group had a day. That's kind of been, like I said, that's shown to be inefficient, non-optimal, because you're not getting multiple days of stimulation. Like you have one arm day, you have one back day, you have one chest day. You know, like, but like now they're like, well, you want to have multiple. So a lot of people use like a modified push pull legs, because you're gonna at least hit everything twice with that leg day in the middle, and you can even throw a leg day on the end too if you're fucking crazy. You can have 2 leg days a week. Insanity. But like if you got 5 days to work, push pull legs, push pull legs. So that means you're gonna be doing on your day 1, you're gonna do all your push. So you're gonna be working out your triceps, your chest, your shoulders. You're gonna do all that day 1, and then the next day you're gonna be doing pull, which is your back and your biceps. It's a lot of back. I ain't gonna lie. It's a ton of back. But yeah, and then legs, and then repeat the process with different exercises, because there are a bunch of different heads to each muscle, and different movements do different things. So I'll get into that like in later videos. Like I said, this is just a trial run. I do like a modified, because I like to superset everything. Superset everything. Supersets are when you go, and there's more than one way, but I always use antagonist superset. So if I do a push, then I'll do a pull, and then that way you have to have minimum less rest in between them, and it speeds up your workout. So I like to do a chest press and then go over and do a row. You know, so I'm working out my chest and then my back, and I do that on every workout basically. So like on my workout days, I'll do chest and back, and then throw in the arms, and then I'll do shoulders, and then throw in the arms. You know, there's like a bunch of stuff. Like when you do shoulders, since it's a pressing motion, you can either work out the triceps or do the biceps that day for your arm workout. Like there's a lot of options. So it seems overwhelming, but once you get into the swing of it, you'll understand how to like just write it down, track everything, and just be like, okay, on Monday I'm gonna do chest press, lat pull down. So that's 4 chest, 4 back, and then I'm gonna do like flies on the pec machine. So that's 4 more chest, and then I'm gonna do a row, and so that's 4 more back. So you got 8 sets, chest and back on one day, and then I'm throwing in either a tricep or bicep, depending. So like if my arms are really tired because I did a really heavy, like my press was way more impressive than my pull, then I'll throw in biceps. So then I'll hit some curls, 4 sets of curls, and then 4 sets of abs. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workouts, and you've done 24 total sets spread across multiple body parts. So the next time I come in, I'm gonna go, okay, I'm gonna hit shoulders, and I hit shoulders hard, so I'm gonna be doing overhead shoulder press, and then lateral raises. So that's 8 sets right there. And then since that's gonna tear down your pushing, I will do a bicep. So depending on what I did the day before, I'll either have 8 sets of biceps or 4 sets of tries, 4 sets of bis. And then so you'll optimally you'll want to do try bi. But it's just you got to go by feeling, because your arms are going to get worked out, and that's just direct arm work. And then your abs. So that day you have 8, or you have 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises. And so you're doing 16 sets that day. So it seems like it's a little bit lighter, but trust me, your shoulders are gonna be like torn up. So then the next day you do your legs, or take a rest, depending. I mean, I know everyone skips legs day; it's a huge joke, but it's up to you and your goals. Like don't let legs go by the wayside if you're serious about this. But if you just want to have a bigger upper body, whatever. But yeah, at least get in there and do some sort of leg. And then day 3, you're back to chest. So like incline bench, 4 sets. Then pull-ups, 4 sets. Then you can do push-ups, 4 sets, and then another rowing, like a bent over row, 4 sets. So you're like it's the same cadence as the first day, but it's different exercises. So you're working different things. And then do your arms and your abs. And then the last day, same thing. Shoulders and arms and abs. And then you should have 16 sets of abs, 16 sets of arms, 16 sets of chest, 16 sets of back, and then your legs. So I mean, it's like it's a good balance workout. It's putting you up above the 10 threshold, so you're more in there. You've worked out multiple times, you've had rest, and your arms are adapting, your back is adapting, everything's adapting, and you're growing. So that's just like a way that I do it for me personally. Now, exercise selection, all that, it really depends on what you're aiming for. Like he's doing calisthenics, so calisthenics is important to train the movements, push-ups, dips, pull-ups, all that stuff. You need to train those movements because calisthenics is not only an exercise style, it's a skill. So that's what you do. You're training those skills. So it's all right if you can get down there and spam 50 push-ups. Like that's fine because you're training that skill of pushing, and then you do the weightlifting to supplement that. So you're gonna go, I got these push-ups, but then I'm gonna go hit some bench press and some chest flies. And then you're like, oh, I got these pull-ups, but then I'm gonna hit some pull-downs and stuff like that. Like there's just like that's just what you do. So you hit your calisthenics movements first because that's what you're fresh and that's what you're training. So you want to make sure every rep is good, and then you move on to your weightlifting that supplements it and helps build the strength there. Because after a while, you're gonna get so good at the calisthenics movement that the calisthenics movements are gonna be training endurance. You're not gonna be adding strength. So you need to be adding strength with your weightlifting. So that they just work really well hand in hand together. Like you can do a full calisthenics training and get an amazing body. There's YouTubers out there who just look incredible and all they do is body weight stuff. But I just feel like being a hybrid athlete is like you're getting the best of both worlds. Like I love to hit some push-ups, like dips. I love dips. I feel so fucking tough when I'm doing dips because like I can like nail them out. Like when I lift myself up, I almost like launch myself off the the handles. It makes me feel incredible. So calisthenics is so cool. It's a skill. It's like almost like a martial art. You know, like you doing it and it looks really cool. But like at the end of the day, the thing that gets it done is you know, like the punch. It doesn't matter all the flips and everything you did before. The flips and stuff is the calisthenics. The weightlifting is the punch. So that's what's going to add the strength. You know, you can always add weights to calisthenics and stuff like that, but then I feel like that's just weightlifting. So if you're doing strictly calisthenic and body weight, you're going to plateau eventually. You can only do so many different angles and like make it more challenging. But adding weightlifting, I think is the best thing. So that's why I'm going to try to design for him. And yeah, that's basically what I got. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I will always help. And yeah, I will see you guys in the credits. Oh, use my code HCLTSUPS or at HCLTSUPS MHLS15. I don't think anyone's bought anything, but that's fine. I don't care. Like I said, I just think it's cool to be sponsored and kind of get the brand synergy out there. I'm more interested in helping grow this community, helping people directly. So if you guys use those supplements, I think they will help you in your goals. So I stand behind them, but you don't have to use them. You don't have to use a single one. So, all right, y'all have a good one. And like I said, I will see you in the credits. Peace.